What is up, guys? Today's FAF cast replay ID is right here on screen for you. I'm highlighting it right there. It is a 1v1 ladder between Montana, the Seraphim player. He is ranked 1800, and his opponent, R4sperdan, is the Siren player at 1600. You will see more of this if you continue watching, and I hope you do, and I hope you enjoy. What's up, guys? It's Mr.StealUrGurl coming at you with an FAF cast. You guys asked for it, so you got it. And do not adjust your YouTube. You are seeing it right. And the map is Vya-3 Protectorate. And the players spawned in creating a lovely crater, still smoking and steaming. Here is Montana spawning in as the blue Seraphim commander. He is starting off with a land factory, going to a couple of power generators, then to an air factory, and then to a bunch of power generators, and then a whole bunch of mass extractors. So that looks like a pretty good combination there. And his opponent, R4sperdan, a play on R4sperdan, it looks like. I am unsure. He is the red Siren commander. He dropped down a land factory. He is going for a bunch of power generators, then an air factory, and then a whole bunch of power generators, and then several mass extractors. And as you can see, he's got a Tech 1 engineer reclaiming a whole bunch of stuff for some mass. So let's see what that does to his mass. He is hurting, well, not hurting, but he is using more than he is gaining through mass extractors, but it is supplemented through that reclaim. So that is definitely something that happens in this game. So let's see how Montana is doing with that. Montana floating a little bit more mass. Not wasting it, but just a little more mass. He needs to spend more in order to get that really going. It looks like he queued up power generators before the air factory, and he is getting a bunch of units to suck up that delicious, yummy mass. That mass, yo. So anyhow, guys, let's switch out and switch to a split screen. Take a look at both players here. Take a look at their builds so we could keep an eye on what is going on both sides of the map. So that way we don't miss out. Let's speed this bad boy up because the players are building out, and we got some Manti going out for the Siren player. You know what? Don't need to be in split screen because we're already seeing what we need to see, right? But it was interesting that I love that feature of FAF that is allowed. I really dig that. There is the second Tham coming off. We got a couple of Selens doing some scouting. The great thing about Selens are that when you don't move them, they're stealth. You can't see them on the radar, and they're invisible to units. So that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And then we got some scouts coming in for the Siren player, for R4sperdan, and he saw everything. He knows exactly what his opponent is doing. He is definitely winning in the air game, as he already has two Prowlers, third one popping out there. The commander moving over to the side here for R4sperdan, dropping down, queuing up a couple of land factors. Sounds like there's an air fight. Something got shot down. Kind of a missed opportunity there. That those flying eyes flew right past that. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Iatha. Well, I think I might have got that. Iatha, the Tech 1 interceptor. Definitely a missed opportunity, and that was not a missed opportunity for that Prowler. That's a delicious piece of mass there for R4sperdan. Now, SpearDan is still seeing all the things. That Flying Eyes got shot down. Another piece of delicious, lovely mass gifted. And over here, down to the south of the starting position, SpearDan is setting up a lovely forward base around this small amount of, no, not small, like 4 mass extractors, mass points, excuse me. And same thing is queued up. Not a huge amount of factories, but at least there is going to be a point defense shielded by those, what are those called? Oh my goodness, in Total Annihilation they were called Dragon's Teeth. Shielded by walls. I'm just going to call them walls. Now the beautiful thing about the Seraphim player is that this is free, not free, it's -5 energy, but he could see pretty much everything here. Let's take a look at what he could see. He could see at least out to here, so he knows that there's something going on here. He can at least have a little bit of warning if this position is getting attacked. Now he sees these Manti moving this way. He has a single engineer going by itself. Not ideal, not the smartest thing to do. This area might be destroyed. And again, a single engineer moving by itself up here, not ideal. As you can see, a whole bunch of build capacity. Lots of engineers queued up and just built this forward base very quickly. Look at SpearDan's. Wow, he needs to be spending. He's got a lot of free mass there. And again, like I said, that engineer was doomed. Montana almost hurting on energy, not too bad, but he's getting to a point where he's going to need energy. As you can see, he's queuing up a whole bunch of energy. Now, point defense hastily being put up there. Now, what are those called? Wall sections, that's what they're called. Wall sections being put up as soon as they could be done. Now, there are several engineers working on this little project, and one over here working on the project. That is going to get done. So this is going to be a very difficult place to attack without, well, there's one artillery unit. Very difficult place. Now, T2 just got done on Montana's ACU. The ACU now has more hit points and much better build capacity. Now, those Thams are just sitting, Zooies, excuse me, are just sitting there taking damage, not being microed in any way, shape, or form. This is not ideal. A bunch of engineers go pop, but the Tech 1 point defense got built. A bunch of engineers get caught and destroyed. Several point defense built behind a wall section. That is the right way to do it. This area is very well protected. We got some T2 mass pumps coming up and a Tech 2 land factory. Where is that HQ at? Right here. There's 2 Tech 2 at least that I could see. 3 Tech 2 factories, 4 Tech 2 factories building Ilshivas. That could be a game changer unless Montana did the same. Yes, Montana is upgrading a T2 HQ and building some T2 power. Is that going to T3? Oh my goodness, that is going to T3. So Thams holding out the best they could against this Manti attack, as there's reinforcement of Manti. Now, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of SpearDan's factories. He's got several factories here. I can't count how many they are, but there is a large number of factories. And that's just the, let me see how many Tech 1 factories we got for the other player. Significantly less, but I think there is significantly more T2 land factories at the moment. So we're just making a quick comparison on that. So yeah, to only 1 Tech 2 land factory. So things could be turning around here very quickly. We got a bunch of Ilshivas assault bots very fast. Very good move there, putting down a light transport to drop down a bunch of land factory land factories. Unfortunately, it wasn't calculated very well. This wasn't scouted properly. All of those units go pop because the Manti found it out. Now, oh my goodness, that just happened. So we got Cybern Technology taken by Montana. Montana successfully captured a T1 land factory, but it's not going to last very long. Got to get that, at least that one cyber engineer out of there. Get it out of there so you can get some Manti. Now look at these Yosevas hold their own against this large group of... Yeah, those Ilshevas got out, didn't do too bad against that large group of Manti. Now we're seeing Loyalists come out. They are a very strong siege bot. That is a very dangerous thing to be caught with. Let's see. Now, look, sitting very pretty on a whole lot of mass. That is 5,000 mass plus just sitting there waiting to get used. And Montana is sitting on 800 mass, and he's bottlenecking on power, not doing well with the power game, whereas R4sperdan is doing great in power. Now, this Air Force is not as powerful as the Air Force of R4sperdan. R4sperdan has a much more powerful Air Force while he's pushing in with the siege bots. These siege bots are going to make mincemeat of the Tech 2 assault bots. Now, it appears that Montana is building a bunch of T2 tactical missiles within that missile launcher. I think he's going to target these T2 mass extractors. They are within range, and they could do some massive damage. But there's a lot of build capacity here, so an anti-TML could be built very, very fast. And let's see where that missile is going. There's a battle happening, and there it goes. Hits the factory, taking it out. It was definitely going for those mass extractors. Now there's another one going. That commander is helping pump out those. Oh, there goes the mass pump. There's another one down here. Where's it going? Let's see where that is going. And yes, they are going for factories and mass extractors. R4sperdan just got his T2 on his commander. There is a whole lot of siege bots coming out. It would be terrible for Team 1 to have, for Montana, if T2 air gets out. Now, gun and speed for the commander. Hopefully makes good use of that. We got Othams on the field. A whole bunch. We're getting siege tanks, which not a bad answer to the siege bots. Now, we got battles on two fronts here going on at once. Now, Montana is pushing in with a bunch of Ilshevas. These siege bots are slowly getting picked off. Now, how far can Montana get with this attack? And there's another attack. Montana is not going to get very far with this attack. But there's a whole bunch of loyalists pushing in, doing massive damage. But there's some Othams here to stop and slow down these siege bots. But there's just not enough Othams, actually. A couple down here. How many T3 factories are there for... Is that only one? No way. One and a headquarters. And it looks like there's only one T3 factory. No, there's two T3 factories at least for R4sperdan. Now, R4sperdan has been successfully deflected. These loyalists are on their way out. Now, it looks like... Oh my goodness. Montana is losing a bunch of mass pumps there in the middle. And it looks like, just as I said, these zappers were built very quickly, and those T2 mass extractors are safe. They're being built with a whole bunch of mass storage around them. Now that Air Force is looking really, really strong there for R4sperdan. R4sperdan's Air Force is incredibly powerful in comparison to Montana's. Montana has nothing to deal with that. And it looks like R4sperdan sees where the T3 power is. That is an incredibly dangerous thing. Loyalists, will they be brick? Oh my goodness, they are bricks in the field. We know what bricks could do. They could push right through and do an incredible amount of damage. Now, these loyalists are making short work of point defense and other structures, just destroying them. This is not what you want to have happen, but there are Othams on the field, so these loyalists have to get out. But loyalists are faster than the Othams, because Othams are siege tanks. Now we got some T2 flak coming out, anti-air cannons. Oh my goodness, this is not what you want to have happen to your Air Force. That is devastating the Air Force of R4sperdan. Wow, he lost about half his Air Force, and it's flying over more air cannons. Oh my goodness, that was such a mistake. What does the Air Force look like of Montana? Not spectacular, but in a much better position than it was. Now we got shields with some T2 power. Now T3 is being built by this armored commander. T3 mass extractor at plus 27 with those mass storage around them. We got some T3 power. How is R4sperdan's? Wow, R4sperdan is doing really well with mass. He is floating mass a bit much for my liking, but he is still doing super well. Let's see how is Montana doing in mass. Montana is hurting for mass. He is in the red, but he is doing well in power. All he has to do is tech up some of these mass points here. T3. Oh my goodness, he's building a Yathotha. That's it, a Yathotha, also known as a chicken, an incredibly dangerous experimental bot. That is going to do some damage. Now, these bricks should just continue to push. There is nothing really to stop these bricks. They're a couple T2 point defense, but those Othams are outnumbered by the bricks. Those bricks are incredibly dangerous. We got a deceiver, a lovely deceiver right here shielding these bricks. This is not going to be seen until the last second. Let's see if Montana can see it. No, he cannot. That is not good. Yeah, Montana sees a little bit, but he has no clue how dangerous that is. Now, oh my goodness, the Yathotha is done. It is marching its way up. Hopefully it, now the best thing to do, it would get with these Othams to do some massive damage. Those Othams with the Yathotha could do an incredibly dangerous thing. An experimental assault bot. Now, yes, definitely push those back. There are way too many armored assault bots to fight with those siege tanks. Now, I don't know if this is the wisest thing to do. Get nano repair on the commander. I would probably go for T3 and start getting these mass extractors up higher and get another Yathotha. That would be the way to go, in my opinion. Or at least get a couple more T3 factories and get them to strengthen this position, because I don't think Montana knows that this is coming. He's seeing these air units fly around and just disappear. But there's a radar right here, well within radar range. That is incredible. If that's not telling you something's coming, I don't know what is. Definitely don't want to send these things out and lose them. Now, the Ythotha is walking right to a whole bunch of bricks. Not an ideal thing. You don't want your Ythotha walking into this. However, at range, they do an incredible amount of damage to these units. These are bricks, everybody. Bricks are incredibly powerful units, but they're getting eaten alive by the Ythotha. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to split it off, guys. We have two fronts happening right now. We got bricks fighting the Ythotha, doing some damage to it, not quite taking it out. And we got a stealth attack, not even seen by Montana, with a whole bunch of bricks breaking through his lines. The Ythotha making short work of everything. Now these bricks are going to destroy... Oh my goodness. Now Montana's taking his commander out. The smartest thing he could do. This right here is pretty much gone. This entire base is gone. And so is this. Where is... Oh my goodness. They are T3 air. We got some Tech 3 whalers. Some heavy gunships. Now, it looks like R4sperdan is getting out of there. Wise decision. Bombers and whalers doing a great job. That Ythotha is dead, guys. The Ythotha is down. And gotta be careful of that after effect. Destroying his own units. Those Othams are going down. A bunch of T3 power. Look at all those dead T3 powers. That is painful. What does R4sperdan's economy look like? Crashing. And so is Montana's. There's mass, but there is no power. Now, those whalers are pretty much going to be game-winning units, because those Othams can't catch up to those bricks or that commander without dying. Yeah, there's no more Othams. There's some T3 anti-air. Very good, but they are walking right to the bricks. See, this T3 air needs to move to the north to stop those whalers, but they were destroyed. Now, we got some bricks and some siege bots with a whole lot of veterancy, guys. These are deadly units, pushing in, wiping out everything right up there. Now, it's only a matter of time before Montana's ACU is found by those whalers. Really would be ideal to keep them with those lightning tanks. Is that anti-air? They look like anti-air. I do not know. But that's anti-air. You definitely want those by your ACU. Now, the ACU is known by R4sperdan. That is known that is there. Now, the air superiority fighters could easily take this out in a second. Those are not AA, huh? Oh my goodness. Those look like AA symbol. Now, Montana says GG. He sees the whalers, and he is out. He was right by the enemy ACU. Wanted to do some damage, but he saw those whalers. It took him down into the yellow. 5,000 hit points out of... Yeah, he had with 80 hit points per second, he would have been a tough ACU to take out. Yeah, he would have probably done some damage to the other ACU, but R4sperdan was just too far away and had too much health at the moment of Montana's demise. So very, very good game. I hope those at home enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed casting it. That awesome base trade situation, which ended up in being decided by T3 gunships. If those gunships weren't there, this would have been Montana's game. If those T3 gunships were not there to help him, those Ilshevas and the ACU would have made short work of Respirdan's ACU. It's just what would have happened. There was nothing that ACU could have done there except for get those bricks into the fight. That could have significantly changed the match around. And if there a whole bunch of Manti came out, that would have changed the match around as well. There was no factories there for Montana whatsoever. Zero production. Just a handful of Ilshevas. That is all he had at the end. And Respirdan had several bricks that could have caused some massive damage. And a couple of loyalists. But those whalers were really, really what did it. So those air superiority fighters, even the Tech 1 fighters with the air superiority fighters, were very, very scary. So hopefully those that you guys at home enjoyed it. So if you want more FAF videos, let me know down in the comments section, because this was an intense match to cast, most definitely. As we all know, that Supreme Commander Forge Alliance has a pretty darn good following. So hopefully you guys check out Forge Alliance Forever, and let me know what games you want me to check out. Hit me up in the comment section down below. Let me know what RTS game you guys are interested in checking out. StarCraft 2, I have that. Planetary Annihilation Titans, and even more FAF. Let me know down below. So awesome job there, Respirdan, and awesome job, Montana. You guys are awesome players. And by the way, my favorite race is Seraphim. It's a real bummer to watch a Seraphim player go up in smoke like that. But these things happen, right, guys? But anyhow, like this video, subscribe to my channel, favorite it because that helps me out, and be sure to comment down below what RTS game you think I should be covering, and send great replays, FAF replays, or whatever you got to StealSpeaks@gmail.com. And be sure to donate to my Patreon page, because that helps me out immensely. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not hurting for cash, but who doesn't like getting paid for doing stuff like this? It is pretty darn cool to get paid to make videos for you guys. But anyhow, be sure to share this video with your friends, family, and foes, because they need something interesting to watch as well. And as always, everyone, GG. Thank you for watching.